podcast, a Formula One podcast by fans old and new for Formula One fans old and new. Joining me again today are my two very good friends and part of the team, Shakuni and Honey Badger. Hey guys.
Hello, hello, hello. What is
Hello.
up?
And finally, today we are doing a Drive to Survive season 4 review. We are late, we realized that, but we had to take our time first to process through the series, just to like follow through and watch all the episodes, and then to collect our thoughts. This is the last thing of 2021 that we will be talking about.
Yes.
But somehow it keeps coming through our conversations. Somehow
Yeah.
Well,
it
because
finds
it
its way.
is. Okay, so wait. So the thing is that no matter how much we try, once or twice, we will have at least a 10-second, 1 minute discussion about it.
Exactly.
It
What
is.
is that
It's
range, dude?
inevitable.
10-second, 1 minute. That's a very bad range. Like
No,
10
so the
seconds,
thing
60
is that when I
seconds.
say 10-second, it's like someone mentions it and then
We
someone
move,
changes the track.
and then I edit the next 15 minutes.
See, that's what I did not want everyone to know, but okay, now the cat is up.
Oh my god.
Uh,
All right. And we start with episode 2, the McLaren rivalry.
yes, the rivalry we did not know existed.
I really think Netflix has something against Lando Norris, because last year there was a rivalry between him
Oh
and
yeah,
Carlos
right.
Sainz.
No.
Oh yeah.
So I have a point here. At least Lando has said something, not so positive about Danny Rick last season by giving out statements like I don't feel sympathy for Daniel at any point of time. So he has given this statement, right? And you can see they didn't get along well. I mean, I I don't see any wrong. Netflix used this and created a like pseudo rivalry between them, like
See,
showing them as
the thing
enemies.
is,
Like
there is no friendship, but there is also not no animosity. See,
that's
and
fine. That's fine. My
yeah, but
my problem is, so the last time, no, I think 2020 season 3, Carlos and Lando were racing together. They were such good friends. They were having the time of their life, and still
Netflix,
Netflix
yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
portrayed them as enemies. And to my surprise, half of the US people believed it.
Yeah, and not even thinking about the fact that we have an entire hashtag for those two. Carlando, hashtag
Carlando, yeah,
Carlando,
yeah.
Carlando, the one true pair of Formula One.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Even if you remember that race, the 1-2 finish of McLaren, even for that, they showed something, right? That Lando wanted to finish first and did not get or something.
No, that happened. That actually happened. Like those radio conversations were actually broadcasted on TV as well, and I
So
was
yeah.
yeah
So
yeah
Lando
the
was
yeah.
thing is,
quicker,
no,
and he was
yeah, go ahead. Animation.
Lando was quicker, and he was asked. He just asked one time to
Yeah,
the race engineer whether they had
he
to
can
take a
go
call
for.
on it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and the team said
but
that right now it's better for us to stay
hold
in
the
the order
position.
that
Yeah,
hold the position. Yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
but this happened only once, right? The way Netflix portrayed it is like Lando is not happy with giving Daniel the podium and all. And I'm like, that's not how it works. If you say this about Valtteri, I understand.
No, he wasn't 100%, but I mean,
He
the
liked
team
the
made their
podium.
call.
See, if you remember the post interview, like the post race interview and everything, where he said that yeah, I'm not happy, but like happy for me, but I'm really happy for the team that we got a 1-2 finish after a very long time and everything. So he has admitted that he was not 100% happy with the decision, but he is still happy that the team got a 1-2. Like I have
Fun
not seen
fact,
any. Yeah.
fun fact, that was the only one to finish by any team in that season.
Season. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That was a big deal. 1-2, and there was one, I think, some video that McLaren released where they both were like Daniel and Lando were talking about Monza, and Lando said that that was my best finish in Formula One, and somehow everybody forgot that because it was Danny Rick's redemption.
Redemption. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
True.
I mean, let's combine episode 2 and 5, because episode 5 was Ricardo and Monza and the entire race. There was way too much light given to that wave in Monaco when Lando
I am so
Lando
tired of
Lab.
seeing Monaco these many times throughout the series.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Uh,
We will get to that. But I don't think it was meant in a way where Lando was making fun of Ricardo. I think it was just Lando showing his appreciation for Danny Rick letting him pass.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
he would have had to. He couldn't have raced because he was getting blue flags. If he ignored the blue flags, he would have gotten a more severe penalty.
but that's a very heartbreaking scenario, right? If you are a driver and you're
Yeah,
racing and your teammate is, lapping your car,
yeah.
it's a very heartbreaking sight. I don't know what happened to Ricardo in McLaren first season. He's actually good driving around in Monaco, but
Yeah, I mean, there was a throwback to 2018 also, and Christian Horner
yeah.
was gracious enough to say that we know what Daniel has done. And I think 2018 Monaco, nobody can forget what Danny Rick did. But you know why it happened? Because you can't
2016.
overtake in Monaco. Had that happened on any other track, Danny Rick couldn't have retained his position for that long.
So in episode 2, Lando was asked about Carlos Sainz.
Yeah.
So his entire move to Ferrari. So Lando Norris was asked whether
Why
it
did
was
he move
purely
there?
because of it
Cash.
was it purely because of cash? He said Lando was it was very jokingly said. But so do
Okay.
you really think Carlos went there because of cash, or did Carlos have a doubt back then when he was joining that he would be just a filler at Ferrari until Mick gets ready, and he still went?
No, I think he went for the sentimental issues. Didn't his dad also drive for Ferrari, Carlos Senior?
Not sure.
But I mean, I also think that his move could have also been because, like, it's Ferrari. Everybody and all of these drivers, they have grown up in the era of Michael Schumacher. They've seen Michael Schumacher do Michael Schumacher things in Ferrari. They've seen, and Ferrari is, I mean, it's Ferrari. You
I
know what I'm
understand.
trying to say? Like, McLaren is again like the second most successful constructor in the sport. McLaren also has a very rich history, but it's Ferrari.
Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe Carlos was in a McLaren when McLaren was not in a position to be fighting for race wins. And
I mean,
Uh,
he had an exciting project ahead. He know McLaren are unlocking the potential of that out of that car, but suddenly, yeah, you can say that it's Ferrari. Why don't you take it? You can say that things, but back of his mind, he has fear that he would be just a filler until Mick arrives at Ferrari, right? Would
could
you?
be.
yeah,
See, I think it could also be that filler thing he would be thinking, but I think the main motive of the move could have been the new regulations, because Ferrari has been talking about the new regulation and them making an amazing car since 2-3 years now, I think, since the regulations have been announced and the
Uh,
cap and everything has been announced. Since then, they have been talking and screaming about all these things. So I think it could also be the fact that they, want to, like, he wants to win, he wants to compete for that win, and he could not have seen that from McLaren. So he went where he could find that. Mercedes and Red Bull are not going to take him. So he went to the third best option. Because if you see right now, the best team on the grid is Ferrari
yeah.
for now.
for now. But still, I mean, the thing is that they have been talking about this since 2-3 years now. They have been only talking about what they will be doing after regulation. Ferrari has been doing that, and that could be the reason why he went there.
Okay, let's say in 2020, so Sainz was announced to drive for Ferrari from 2021 season, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Mick came to F1 in 2021 and he had a season like the one Charles had in 2018. Okay,
Hmm.
what if Ferrari suddenly decide to get Mick in? Then where would Sainz end up?
Do you think they will remove Sainz or they will remove Leclerc?
No.
Charles is not going anywhere.
Charles is not going anywhere.
Like, even with the new regs, I think Charles is outperforming Carlos right now.
Sainz is the one who came out of the blue because he was not a Ferrari Academy driver.
Yeah, he was a Red Bull
Red
driver.
Bull
Red
driver.
Bull. Yeah. So that was surprise for everyone. actually. I thought that Ferrari moved, Sainz Ferrari moved to, I mean, Sainz moved to Ferrari was a little bit risky at that point of time. So, but now it's paying off. That's another discussion altogether. But I thought
Hmm.
it was risky back then.
I mean, we'll
Yep.
find out.
Yeah, I'm also like a little skeptical of this. I don't know.
Okay.
See, that's why we need more teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's so many drivers who can be racing in Formula One who are not anymore because there are no seats. Nico, you can bear. Let's go to Haas.
Why?
How amazing
I
were the
no.
photo shoots that Steiner did for whatever brand it was? I forgot the name.
Oh, that cabin, that
Yeah,
wooden cabin.
cabin, sauna, whatever. Amazing.
Viral. They went viral on the internet.
Yeah, and those templates are being used as like crazy memes, especially
Memes.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Haas performance this year.
yeah. China ship.
China ship. But I mean, I wanna. I know Haas is Kantha deserves an episode of his own, and we will do it. But I think I need to talk about. We need to talk about Nikita Mazepin.
Hmm.
So
I am
great.
amazed to see how both the Mazepins cried over Mick Schumacher.
Yeah.
I'm literally amazed to see them, bitching, back bitching and all, thinking that the car is more powerful than which they have with Mazepin. I don't know
Yeah,
what
they
they
were
were
like,
thinking,
build
what
me
they
a
were
new
smoking.
car. Like the only way we can do it is you build me a new car. And I'm like, wow, talk about entitlement. Wow. And then there is a cut to like Mick talking to the cameras. Mick is like, even if you have the same car, if you don't do the right things, you're not going to win the races. I'm like, my man knows how to shut things up.
See, and this is the difference between a businessman and a proper person who
Racer.
knows racing, right?
Yeah.
Gene Haas and the Daddy Maspin. You can see the difference. I mean, Gene Haas, he knows how racing works. He invests. He remains silent. How hard it is for them to digest things when every race something or the other is happening. They're finishing at the back of the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Gene somehow doesn't show the emotions or doesn't come out publicly
He knows how to
saying
hide
things.
it, I guess.
Exactly. And on the other hand, Daddy Maspin is being all cocky about Mick Schumacher having a
Better
better
car.
car.
I think it's Papa Mazepin just being a dad because he is not going to admit on camera that his son is not a good racing driver.
But then
Obviously.
at one point you have to understand that, right? That your son legit just spins on the track. It has nothing to do with the car. It is something to do with this idiot not being able to control it.
That's the thing with businessmen, man. They make so much money, they think everything can be bought by money. Skill can't.
And
It's
them thinking Mick was like a championship winning thing.
I mean, it's too early to say, but not in the Haas. I mean,
it's
I
Haas.
current
Like
Haas,
this
maybe.
year, Haas is performing so well because it's not Ural Kari. Is it possible, or is it just purely the Ferrari engine doing so good?
A lot of it is Ferrari engine, but I think they are performing well because they have Kevin Magnussen in one seat. I think it
Yeah.
was if it was Mick and Nikita pairing, I don't think they would be finishing in points
Agreed.
because Mazepin was not performing better than Mick, and Mick is finishing outside the points. He's finished 11th in one race, and Mick is still a long way to be deemed as somebody who's going to be winning championships and this and that. I think he needs to stay in a car like Haas and just grow, learn as much as he can, and until the time he's ready for that Ferrari seat. He
Exactly.
is going to go to that Ferrari seat.
He's kind of late into F1 compared to Max.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what can we do? Again, there are only 20 seats. That's the fucking problem. And it's what can we do? Like, I think at least before there were drivers who would retire after like reaching their 30s, 35. We still have Fernando Alonso who's doing so well. He's 40. Now, age is not
Kimi,
an issue anymore.
Iceman.
Kimi, we have Vettel, we have Hamilton. These are like people who've become so old, but they're not slowing down. They are still giving it all they have, and they're putting in good
They are
performances.
outperforming this new kid,
Yeah.
which
Exactly.
is not a case in the initial days. Like we used to see that, the new guy will then start dominating the things. But now, to ah,
Yeah.
beta.
So things are changing, and I think with the way the sports is evolving, and with the sport, the way the drivers are evolving, there is a need to have more teams rather than having more races. Stefano, if you're listening, no more addition of number of races, man. Add more fucking teams. What are you doing?
And also, please cancel Jeddah. Yaar.
Jeddah, yeah, cancel Jeddah.
Yeah, instead of Spas, cancel Jeddah.
Yeah. Okay, but the Nikita Mazepin redemption. Let's talk about his redemption because his redemption
Wow.
was him unlapping himself. After 5 cars on the grid had lapped him. That's his
Oh
redemption.
my god.
That's the
It
only
was in
That is
redemption
the
you can have
funniest
in a
incident.
Haas.
That
And
is
see,
the funniest incident of my life. I don't know how the engineer said that with a straight face. I have no idea.
yeah, and like this entire thing of like he beat Mick Schumacher. Mick retired. Mick retired from that race. He,
It was Russia, right?
yeah. Oh my
My
god.
man, he didn't score a point, finished some 16th or 17th. No.
His entire
70.
redemption story is that he knows how the clouds in Russia work.
You know, when I
A
used to walk
Russian
back,
knows how the clouds in Russia work. I am shocked. How did this happen?
he explains it when I'm coming back from school. I see these clouds. I know how the rain falls. He was explaining it.
He beat two people in that race,
And
Nicholas
both of them
Latifi,
retired.
and both of them were drivers who did not finish the race. Like that's his redemption.
Uh, Mazepin, I just have to say one thing about him that I am sad that he has, like, he had the way he had to go from F1 because of the entire thing.
I was about to say. So all being said and done, I didn't want Mazepin to leave from F1 in that manner.
Yeah, in that manner, I'm very sad. Like, if
Yeah,
Haas would take them, like, because of his poor performance and all, I would have been very much okay. Like, I would have been way more happy and everything. But the way it happened, I don't know. I mean, he's turning into a hero now, which I
I
don't
mean,
want.
there is always going to be collateral damage, man. I know what happened. The way Mazepin lost his seat was not good, but in a way, I think it's good because would have hurt his career far more if Haas as a team had said that Mazepin is not performing in our car. That's why we have to let him go. Like at least right now he's a hero because he's a collateral damage in a war that nobody wanted except Putin.
Yeah, but I mean,
okay.
Do you not agree? Like, I mean, we saw the entire season that Mazepin was not performing at all. Like,
yeah,
it
he was
shows
not.
because his redemption is basically pitting for tires 2 laps earlier. That's his redemption. Like, there
But
is no content.
what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if now what's happening is that my entire point is of being that Mazepin does not deserve that car. To it goes that, okay, was it fair to remove him this way? It goes to that way. Like, I know he does not deserve that seat, but it just still kind of stings that, damn it, he had to go that way. He had to, like, he became the collateral of something he does not even want himself.
uh,
So
from what I could see from in this episode was that, which is why I say this, the reason Mazepin would not have succeeded this year also, despite the car being so good, because we've seen it, is because he does not have a drive to learn. Like that entire outsourcing of his poor performance on the car give a
yeah,
better car being given to Mick rather than just trying to figure out okay, what is it that I am missing, because the car is capable of something because Mick is doing it. The entire episode, the narrative was that Mick was being given a car that was better than Mazepin's. There was no point in that episode where I saw that Nikita Mazepin is actually looking beyond this and like just introspecting and trying to learn and understand what he can do better. So if
So,
Nikita Mazepin had been in this season, the Haas would have been again back of the pack, despite the fact that the car is actually good this year.
okay. Genuine question. Do you think the whole Russia and Ukraine situation helped Gunther to throw off Mazepin's from us?
Definitely. Definitely. It was no secret that Haas signed Mazepin for the money. And the moment the sanctions were announced, it became clear that there would be problems. It wasn't 100% sure if there would be problems, but it became clear that there might be problems with the payments that they could receive. And Haas had a Haas got good PR. They were like, okay, the minute we got to know that this war is happening, they removed Uralkali from their livery, and then sure, they did not jump the gun in making that decision, but I think the minute the entire war started, it was very clear that Russian drivers will not be able to, because it wasn't just about the money. With the European Union and US slapping so many sanctions and making it difficult for Russian passport holders to even enter their country, how would he go to the to have the calendar races? Like UK
Yeah.
made it very clear they're not going to let Russian people enter their country, right? He's a Russian passport holder. If he had
Mm.
another passport, maybe something could have been worked out, but he would not have been able to go to half the races.
In a sense, yeah. I mean,
I think it's
yeah.
better for him to get kicked out because of this war rather than Haas, a team that has been at the back for so long saying that Mazepin is not doing good in our car, when the best result that they could have achieved was 12th.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else to add on Mazepin?
No, we have talked too much
Yeah.
about him.
All right. Coming to everybody's favorite episode, okay? Because I want to save Williams and George and Valtteri for the end. So now we are going to talk about Yuki.
Okay, that was not my favorite to begin with.
Why? Which episode was your favorite episode?
Russell and Bottas episode was more engaging than Yuki's episode for me.
Same. That episode was literally edge and edge. Yeah,
All right,
It
all
was,
right, okay. Okay,
it was
okay.
way more engaging than Yuki's episode.
exactly.
For me,
Same.
Yuki adjusting to UK was the best thing ever. It's
Okay.
so funny. It was so funny.
So, there is this expression, right, when he eats that fish and chips
Yeah.
for the first time. That's a awkward. That's a very awkward expression when he was asked how do you like it.
Yeah,
He's
and the
just like,
most relatable part in that episode was, that scene where Yuki is sitting with his team and like they're having a session inside where they're like looking at a laptop screen and discussing the track and how to. And Yuki is
he'll
just
be yawning.
yawning, and I'm like, been there, man. I totally understand. I don't judge you one bit.
But you should be interested, right? Only then you can be a Lewis Hamilton, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure, but everybody learns differently. Okay, okay. Coming back to Yuki, and I think this was also the episode where they covered Ocon, right?
Ocon, yes.
Yeah.
Yuki is a good driver. Like for his first season, dude has done good. I won't say he did amazing. He has done pretty good compared to a lot of
Other
rookie
drivers.
drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to a lot of other rookie drivers, he has done pretty good. He was in a better car, so like from most other fresh drivers. But yeah, I mean, I like also the defending. If you remember versus Lewis,
Yeah. Hungry, right?
yeah. Oh, bhai, Yuki killed that day. Oh, it was amazing. It was really amazing. So yeah, I like for his first season. Yeah, he did impress me a lot.
Yuki is the comic relief we needed in Drive to Survive.
For-
Yeah. For me, comic relief is Nikita Mazepin, hands down. I laughed at that episode heart out. no, no other episode was funny than that episode.
My entire expression of my face entire time I was watching like Drive to Survive, and then once it was done was, are you fucking kidding me? Like that was my reaction for every episode except this one. Yuki is the guy who wanted to gain as much as he could without any pain.
yes,
Did not want to train. Does not want to sit through lectures. Yuki's so funny. And he's so unfiltered. Like he's talking about taking a dump and like it's just like yeah, okay, cool. He's not polished. Like you saw the
He's
raw
he's
rookie that
basically
is
a
Yuki.
he's basically a kid in his talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it shows he's for 21, 22. He's very young, right?
22.
Yeah.
22. Yeah,
What do you guys think about Ocon?
I love Ocon.
Ocon,
We all love Ocon.
yeah,
That is not even
yeah,
a
yeah,
question.
Okay, then what about Ocon?
yeah.
But the way they covered it, they were like Cyril is gone, so Ocon's seat is in danger. This that.
Obviously, Cyril was the one who convinced Ocon actually to come to Renault, or
Yeah.
else I think Ocon would have been going back to some other team, maybe a Mercedes powered team. Actually, yeah, Toto was also when Ocon got back into F1. He was, I think, he told that for now he'll be a Renault driver, but surely he'll be into Mercedes powered cars again. I think something he has said something like this on the similar lines.
So do you think Ocon's future is in danger?
It is.
Mm,
I think it is. I think it surely is. Like he needs to prove himself this season. He
Well, he
definitely.
did it in Saudi.
this season,
I don't think.
Yeah, this season.
No, I don't think fifth, sixth is what Alpine would be looking for. I think they
No,
would
no,
be
I'm
looking
talking
for.
about beating Alonso and like at least getting his elbows out against a guy like Alonso.
But I think they now want a podium from Ocon and Alonso. I think Alonso himself is in danger right now because see, if Alpine doesn't get the results, they have drivers like Fittipaldi. They have other drivers who are waiting to get a shot and who are not afraid. Like I think they might drive better than these guys because the thing is that they want to prove themselves, and these two are not fully their word as of now because I don't think that's what Alpine would want. They don't want to stay the mid-table team. Renault has always wanted to fight for the top three.
Yeah,
They
but I mean, we've heard it from them in the interviews, right? They are extracting what that car is capable of. They are driving that car to the limit. That car is slower than the other cars. You can't do anything about
no,
it.
I don't think that. See, if you remember the final, like even in Jeddah, the final lap battle versus McLaren, Ocon
Hmm.
was driving very fast. He did not do that way in the entire race. He could have battled Russell for the fourth position.
No,
He
but
could
because
have
he was battling, so that is teams. We've talked about that was the team's fault. The team should have said that guys stop fighting amongst yourselves and attack George. They were busy fighting each other. They were busy
no,
fighting each other.
their battle ended after the first safety car. Their battle ended after the first safety car. After that, it was just a snooze fest for Russell because no one, like Ocon, was not going towards him. Like there was what a 5-10 second gap between those two, which
Yeah, but
should not.
that's what I'm saying, that that car is not capable of doing that performance. And the last lap battle, what you're talking about, I mean, we know McLaren is not even up to its full potential. So I think they're doing just fine with in terms of where that car is right now, because they're literally best of the rest. He finished sixth.
Yeah, no, he finished sixth. Yes, so Russell was fifth. He finished sixth.
but I think they won't let go of Ocon that easily.
So
Yes,
do you
that's
think it
what I
will be
think.
Alonso's final year with Alpine?
Maybe only Alonso can decide, not the team.
No, so Alonso has said that he's not going to go anywhere and for like another 2-3 years.
Yeah. He
He's already
already
said
yeah.
that.
But there is so if you want to consider apart from Pierre Gasly, there is one more French driver, exciting talent in the name of Theo Porcher in F2.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
So for Renault want to go for a French driver, they can go for Theo Porcher also.
But I mean, I don't think Ocon's future is as much as at stake as it was portrayed in the episode.
It's drama.
Yeah.
It's all drama.
So we agree it was all drama. Let's come to your favorite episodes.
Yes.
Yes.
So excited, huh? we're not talking yet about Valtteri and George. We're talking about episode 6, which was Williams. And I want to hear your thoughts about Jos Capito, the new CEO.
So we haven't seen Jose Capito talk, or we don't know much about his personality last year when the races were going on, right?
Mm.
Did you guys get any chance to see him on TV or something else?
No, no,
No,
no.
No,
no.
right? He was completely off the media. So the moment I finished watching the episode 6 of Williams, I felt, man, this guy is very cool, and he has motivated the whole team. He's looking like this perfect team principal. How come we haven't known anything about this guy until I saw this episode?
Yeah, he has the potential to be the next Gunther.
Okay.
Just in terms. Yeah,
So
he's a very spirited, energetic dude.
personality, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's one observation which I felt fascinating. So in that episode, he says some statements about the long walk to Williams' garage.
Yeah.
He says that long walk to that garage is shameful, and the successful teams get the shortest walk. And he wanted all the team mechanics to walk through the gate, and while walking through the gate, he wanted them to stop at a particular garage and imagine being there next year.
Yeah.
Mm,
I was like, wow, man, where are you all these days? Why haven't
Yeah,
you?
that is how you motivate a team, right? And like,
Exactly.
I have nothing but love for Williams family, but in the first 3 seasons, if you look at Claire Williams interviews in Drive to Survive, okay, it's
It's
all
mostly sentiment.
about, yeah, it's all about sentimentality, it's all nostalgia, the legacy of Williams, and the fact that it's so difficult to compete as a smaller team, this, that. And I think that change in energy that he brought to the team, we saw the results of it. Like, they got points in Hungary. There was Spa also, but let's not talk about Spa. But there's just so many positives that can come out of a leader. Has to know how to motivate their team, and I think he brings that energy to Williams. And I'm after I watched that episode, I was like, yeah, okay, you know what? Now I'm actually excited about seeing where Williams goes, because now they have a person at the helm who's not afraid to take risks, who's not afraid to try new things, and more than that, he's not afraid to fail on doing something new.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. I After watching that episode, I felt like, wow, this is the guy. So if I was racing at any team which is constantly finishing 90th and then 20th in the in every race, I would want a guy like him to be my team principal.
Yeah.
He felt like the perfect team principal you could ever ask for.
Yeah, and I think also, with the way he does these things, no, it also instills a lot of confidence in the team that is working on the ground, because if he's asking them to ask that question to themselves, he's
Themselves, yeah.
showing it clearly that he has an ambition, but it's not an ambition that is not rooted in reality. He's not saying that
Basically,
you have to stop at the first one. They're like, take the walk, but realistically think, where do you want to see yourself next year? And I just hope they get better drivers, man.
yep,
I
agreed.
think with this team like Albon and Latifi, they can get if they get a little better car, they might get better, because the thing is that both of these driver, Latifi, I don't know, but Albon is here to prove himself. Like I see a little hope in him, but not a lot, but a little hope in Albon. So let's hope for the best. I hope he gets better now, Albon.
I mean, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will have to.
Also, let's take a moment to feel sorry for Williams' family. I think it would have been a very tough decision for Claire Williams to walk out
Yeah,
of that team, give up
yeah,
give
Yeah.
up something that she's grown up with, and something that his father built from scratch. Would have been very tough.
And also, I think I have said it in previous episodes also, and I want to, restate that fact that the new company which took over Williams,
Yeah.
agreeing to, Dorilton Capital, agreeing to,
Reese
race
under the
under
Williams name. Yeah.
under the Williams name. That's very touching actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an expression of recognition of what Sir Frank Williams built.
Exactly. And at the end of the episode, also when George says Williams will be racing on, or the name of Williams will be continuing, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I felt a little bit emotional, knowing about the history and all.
Yeah. And of course, like the episode was dedicated to Sir Frank, who
Frank,
passed away.
yeah. All right.
There's so much sentiments around the Williams, man. It's
But I'm excited for their future. I think as their leader, they needed somebody like Capito to come in. Yeah. All right, let's move to the episode that you guys are clearly waiting to talk about. Rushing through everything else. Valtteri Bottas and George Russell.
Before going to that episode, I just want to ask you both, what is the major difference between Bottas and Russell?
Passion.
One of them is beating Lewis. For now.
Okay.
No,
you know what?
Passion.
Okay. Put these all the serious talks aside. What Netflix wanted to show, what Netflix decided to show, the difference between Bottas and Russell. Did you guys observe that?
Young blood. I mean, that age. Well, I think the British thing.
No, I'll tell you.
What is it?
Season 3, we saw Bottas ass naked, but season 4, Russell's ass not naked.
God.
That's the only difference, guys, according to Netflix. It's pretty amazing that George even jokes about it in the episode.
Okay, I want to ask you, is there really a rivalry? Was there really a rivalry between the two of them?
It was. I think George Russell himself admitted it.
Yeah.
But was it a rivalry? See, the thing is that, Russell has been always eyeing for that seat,
Mercedes.
for that Bottas seat. Okay, it is no one, it was not hidden from anyone. Everyone knew that this will eventually happen. So I don't think it was rivalry. It was more about passion and the drive for that seat. And even Bottas did not want to leave that seat. I don't think it was rivalry. It was pure passion about one's own career. And that entire incident of Russell banging into Bottas, that race. Imola? No, not Imola. Which race was that?
Imola only.
It was Imola, yeah. So in Imola. So it was, I don't think it was, he did it to hurt, or maybe it was done via vengeance or something. I don't think it was that. I seriously don't think it was that.
Okay. I still don't actually know what happened in that crash. Was it George's fault or?
So George tried to take the turn from outside, and Valtteri was still following the race line.
Okay.
Yeah, and they just crashed into each other.
So he went onto the grass, right?
Both of them retired.
No. So
he's asking how the crash happened, right?
Yeah, exactly. So when Russell was overtaking Bottas came to right, and Russell went onto grass. That made he lost the control of the car and crashed into Bottas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't blame George entirely for it.
Exactly my point. But the way Netflix showed it was that it was entirely Russell's fault. And I'm like, no, this happens in race every time. Every second, third race, we see this happening when the drivers, they don't want to quit. They don't want to give the race. They are also racing. You don't expect the drivers to just give up the position.
This incident is ignored a lot.
Yeah.
They haven't shown many replays like the other shows, other incidents.
No, it was shown a lot. And even like Crofty and everyone was talking about how this is the new spawn of rivalry and whatnot. And I'm like, guys, please don't make something out of nothing, because
no. I meant in terms of camera angles and all.
Maybe during the race, but I don't think Netflix included all the camera angles in.
No, Netflix did not. Netflix just showed it once, and then they went into, do you think Toto will take a driver who DQ'd or something like that.
Yeah,
That
and
break.
that's what I'm trying to understand. Do you think that one incident could create so much doubt in Toto's mind
Nah,
of
that's all
George
drama.
Russell, right?
No,
Exactly my point.
That's all
And
drama.
also, one thing I want to understand, wasn't like Bottas's move to Alfa Romeo announced first?
no.
No,
Yeah, it
first
was.
Mercedes.
No.
It was Mercedes. It was Mercedes. So
First Mercedes.
after Mercedes, Bottas announced for
No, I
yeah.
definitely remember that Bottas's move to Alfa Romeo was announced first, and then we were just waiting for Mercedes to announce George Russell in that seat. Okay, just confirmed and official. Yeah, sixth and seventh. But the news that Valtteri was in talks with Alfa Romeo and is likely going to sign with them came way early before like Mercedes announced anything
Yeah,
about.
June. It was in June.
But my point is that Alfa Romeo announcement came first,
Yeah,
which means that at least Bottas knew that he would not be in that Mercedes. They're building this entire thing as if Toto has to decide between George and Valtteri. I don't think Valtteri even wanted to stay at Mercedes. Coming to Mercedes and Red Bull.
I don't know what to say about it because that whole rivalry is a crazy thing. Because if you think about it, like both the teams were going for glory, and it was a glory like no other.
Yeah, I've already told that whenever Christian Horner appeared on the screen, I was like, okay, man, I get you. You hate Mercedes. Get lost from this episode. That was
Actually,
my feeling.
yes, exactly. I want to talk about that. Has anyone from Red Bull spoken anything which is not Mercedes related?
No,
No.
no, 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 no.
Not at all.
I don't understand. Why don't you talk about your car? Why don't you talk about your developments? Why don't you talk about your things? Has it always something about Mercedes did this, Mercedes did that? They always do this, they always do that. Why not talk about your goddamn car?
Yeah, and in the entire thing of like in the first episode where he's like, how long do I have to listen to this? And I think even Monaco episode where he's talking about Lewis's pace in that Mercedes. We know that Mercedes was not the strongest car in the start of the season. Um, it was the emotion behind it. It wasn't. I think I take this a little too seriously because I always I've always been a sports person. I'm like mutual respect and this and that and sportsmanship and all these things. But there were legit some things that I was like, nothing can now redeem Christian Horner for me. Like it's done. He can't do anything that is going to make me change my opinion about what kind of a person he is.
True.
All right.
The one good thing that I really liked in those episodes was Toto Wolff accepting that he was wrong to be against Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually genuinely very happy to see that he was the one. And again, like when you look at those episodes, because they largely cover Mercedes and Red Bull together, Red Bull is all just shit talking Mercedes, and Mercedes is all like, okay, we've made these mistakes, we have to bounce back, this is what we are going to do. That automatically, for me at least, creates this image of, Red Bull always being the nagging one and Mercedes also always being like, we are going to take the high road and just focus
Yeah.
on ourselves.
Same for me.
And I'm glad that Max was not a part of this series. Not because I don't like him or anything, but because, as somebody who started watching Formula One after Drive to Survive, yeah, I was not the biggest Max Verstappen fan. And I think had he been a part of this and the way Red Bull's entire attitude towards Mercedes had been the last year, I think even Max Verstappen, I would have been like, man, I can't have any respect for you. And they did a lot of it in after what happened in Abu Dhabi. And the one bad thing about the episodes was, how can you not cover Abu Dhabi more Elaborately. The entire thing happened because they wanted to give you a killer season. And you're like, okay, this happened. Max Verstappen is the world champion. Okay. And then Toto Wolff comes with like Maleficent, like the Disney villain vibes. And he's like, everybody's got a target at their backs now. And done. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, at least give us a good drama out of it.
Nope.
All the things that Drive to Survive missed. Vettel's podium,
You know what?
Alonso.
No, no,
Alonso
no.
versus
So
Hamilton.
talking about Vettel, I don't know why he wasn't shown. Did he choose to opt out from the show, opt to be out of the show?
No, Vettel said that he does not mind. I don't
He does
think.
not mind. I don't think Vettel has made any official comments on
Yeah.
choosing to be out of Drive to Survive.
I know I'm exaggerating this, but Hamilton's dog has more screen space than Vettel.
Then Vettel, yeah, you're not exaggerating. That is actually true.
Very bad.
Yeah. I think
And
Vettel's performance in Grill the Grid, where he got all 70 champions' names
yeah,
correct, that
correct.
only deserved at least a 5-minute segment on itself. Like,
Exactly.
that man is an encyclopedia. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Like, I have seen that video so many times. I just love Vettel so much, and there was no Vettel in this season of. And like, when you think of it, there are so few seasons left for Vettel. I mean, sooner or later he is going to retire. I hope that day is later rather than sooner, but there is going to be a time when Vettel is going to retire. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I don't think I will cope well. Speaking of retirements, Kimi! There was no Kimi!
There was no Kimi, no Giovinazzi,
No
Yeah.
Vettel. No
no
Alonso.
Vettel, no Alonso. Alonso was there at least,
But
for some
very
part.
less of it. Like I wouldn't have mind. Like I would have wanted it more from Alonso.
Yeah,
Can we
that's
just
for sure.
agree that Monaco as a race does not deserve 3 episodes?
I am.
It was in all the episodes.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, why would you show Leclerc crashing in a wall in Monaco in 3 episodes? I don't get the point.
I am so tired of seeing McLaren and Monaco multiple times this season. So tired.
What did McLaren do to you?
It has become the new Haas of DTS. You remember in the first 2 seasons how they used to show Haas in
Yeah.
multiple episodes.
Yeah.
Gunther Steiner especially.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
got
from
the
that.
same feeling. Man, why are you showing McLaren again and again? Show me Aston Martin. They don't have any episode, right? On Aston.
Yeah, Aston Martin. But again,
No.
like Stroll, I would much rather have Lando and Danny Rick. I don't want. But Vettel,
I
yeah,
don't know.
give me Vettel. Give me Sebastian Vettel as much as you can.
There was no Vettel, no Kimi, no Giovinazzi, no Brazil Hamilton performance,
Yes.
no
Yes.
Hungary Alonso defending.
Alonso Hamilton battle.
Okay, and what else?
This season
Uh,
was so crazy. And even I think they showed Silverstone and also into 2 episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, it was a crazy race, but I think the craziest part of that race was the crash between Max and Hamilton. And then Hamilton overtaking Charles in the second last lap, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
Second.
yes. And in Monza also, the whole pit stop which led to them being in contact at the first corner,
Yeah.
that was not shown. Man, Ferrari episode is completely absent, right?
Yeah,
There was no
there
episode
is
on
no
Ferrari.
They only showed a little glimpse of it in that.
Then what the fuck did they show in this season, man?
So there were four episodes that were Red Bull and Mercedes and the rivalry, and then we had 2 on McLaren, we had
One
2 on
Yuki.
Williams, 1 on Haas, and then one was Yuki and
Yuki.
Ocon.
I think I won't be watching Drive to Survive next season.
I mean, for me, it depends on the season, but yeah.
Oh, I'll give you a context, okay? So when this season got over, I told you that I don't know how they are going to put all this drama into 10 episodes. I
10
think
episodes.
this season also will be a disaster. And
Yeah,
it was
they
rightly
failed.
happened. They failed.
They failed. I think rather than focusing so much on the Mercedes Red Bull rivalry, they should have also given some focus on Ferrari. Like
Nothing,
even
nothing.
Carlos Sainz's performance, the Ferrari McLaren battle. Sure, they did show some tables where McLaren and Ferrari and their points in the constructor championship, but you can't miss, you can't not show the other side of the story, right? If you're focusing so much on McLaren and the entire thing of Zach Brown is that we want to be third in the constructor and the big battle is against Ferrari, then show Ferrari as well.
That's what I was talking about the McLaren thing. I
I,
okay, I get it. I love Rick. I love Danny Rick. But how much? You have 10 episodes, okay? You have to cover everything in the season, and you are giving me McLaren after McLaren after McLaren every episode.
yeah,
Why?
I
You
Yeah.
know, if you see it, all the content it was in the only first half of the season,
no, there was a
It
Jeddah
was
episode in the end, and then there
except the
was
last three. Except the last three.
yeah,
So
so
they
okay.
haven't.
Yeah,
Jeddah.
Russia, Jeddah, so
Yeah, I
many.
mean, the entire coverage of Russia was from Haas's point of view, and Russia as a race should have been covered because that
Exactly.
race was filled with
Exactly.
so many Lando, Carlos, Hamilton finally winning it, Lando not pitting for Inters. There was so much, and they just glazed past everything, and it was like, oh, Nikita Mazepin pitted 2 laps earlier because he knows what the clouds in Russia are capable of. I'm like,
Okay.
what?
Shall I tell one more
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
GP? No, no, not one more actually. French GP is not that exciting except for that. It was good. It was better than the previous seasons, but it's not worthy of being on a episode. Austria was completely missed. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
they didn't even care to feature it just for the sake of it. Also, no Austria not seen.
Yeah.
And which other track? I think that's it. Austria and French were the least shown.
Even Brazil, they just showed that Lewis Hamilton won
Brazil, yes,
the
yes, yes.
Brazil GP.
That's what made me think they have shot everything in the first half of the season and the last three races, obviously, because the championship battle was going on until that point. So they were excited. Okay, this could be a good content, and they covered the last three GPs properly.
Yeah, I mean, of all the races that were in the second half, I think it was Monza, Jeddah, and Abu Dhabi that they covered. They did not even give Qatar and Alonso's podium its due.
Yeah,
Baku deserved um, an episode at least. Max retiring, Hamilton fucking it up. That the last 2 lap battle between Gasly and Charles and Vettel getting his podium. Sergio Perez winning. Sergio Perez's second win.
winning. You
Yeah,
remember who was on pole in Baku?
Max was
First
on
it
pole,
was
right?
Verstappen, no?
No, Charles
Leclerc.
was on. Charles was on
Leclerc.
pole.
Oh, yeah.
Charles was
Yeah.
on pole. Yeah. Baku deserved its own episode. Russia deserved its own episode. Brazil, I would not say deserved an entire episode, but the focus on Brazil should a lot of focus should have been given to the amazing drive that Lewis Hamilton did, and I'm glad Zandvoort was not part of. I am not the biggest fan of that track. It's a very short track.
But it's fun to drive in game.
Yeah, fun to drive in game. Do esports on Zandvoort. Don't do actual racing.
All right. Do we have anything missing?
Nah. I think
Just
we covered.
Netflix, just stop inventing drama, man. Just try to if you want to make it as a documentary, make it as a documentary. Talk about race strategies, talk about like I think Netflix needs to fix a format. Either you divide the calendar where you're going to cover all the races in 10 episodes, and in those episodes you cover all the teams, or at least the teams where the most was happening, or you denote 10 episodes to 10 teams each, and then you talk about what they did in the entire season.
No, why 10 episodes? Go for how many races are there? 23? Go for
Yeah,
23 episodes. Half an hour each.
yeah, that is also true. I mean,
But
that give them
for
their
every
due.
race,
Yeah,
so for every race, you'll get the perspective from each, every team. That will be a good format, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is, I think the first two seasons were still better than what the last two seasons have been, and I think that uh, I think the reason this shift is there is because Netflix knows that people are going to watch it. The first two seasons were made from a point of view where they wanted to get new fans. Now they know the new fans are here, and now they are just making a racing version of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's exactly what it is, because it's all drama, man. It's all drama. It's back bitching and this and that, and like it's just reality TV show now.
Yep, that's right.
This brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you everybody for listening. If you like the episode, leave a like, follow us, subscribe to the podcast, share it with your friends. If there is anything you want us to cover, if you have any feedback, or if you want to be a part of the podcast, reach out to us on email at overthecurbpodcast@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on our socials, on Instagram @overthecurb podcast, and on Twitter @overthecurbpod. Thank you, and until next week, bye bye.